What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. I've been laughing. All right, did y'all hear about the story of the white couple in Florida that was having IVF and they got a black baby? Black baby came out. That's diabolical. First of all, listen, IVF is expensive. All right, tumultuous, emotional event, right? And to go that long and thinking this is the day I'm about to have this baby, and it come out black. And you white. You know for sure. If you the father, that one ain't yours. You looking at your wife like, you know what I'm saying? You got questions for her. You questioning the doctor. And then come to find out the IVF doctor was black. This some diabolical. Because listen, they done created a black baby now. All right, so they done created a black baby. So that black baby gonna need love. I mean, they didn't ask to be here, and those parents didn't ask for a black baby either. So ain't nobody asked for this. But that black doctor, how do you mix some shit like that up? How do you make them kind of mistakes? You would think that, that portion of making sure that the person who paid the money sperm is, and then the egg, right? So which one was it? Was it they used the wrong egg? Was it no, it was her egg. So they used the wrong sperm. The black man, somehow this black doctor accidentally used black sperm to impregnate this white woman, and now that's fucked up. It's fucked up. All right, that black doctor should be charged or something, at least give them their money back, something. Just, that's wrong. Like that's really wrong, guys. All right, and you shouldn't laugh at those type of situations. You shouldn't laugh at black children forcibly, being created out of white women's bellies by a black doctor in Florida. There's nothing to laugh at. Nothing to laugh. It's not a funny situation at all. It ain't karma. It ain't chickens coming home to roost. It ain't finally we did it to y'all. It ain't none of that stuff. All right, it ain't gotcha. It ain't none of that. All right, it ain't none of that. But it's an interesting story, and I, feel a little sorry for, no, I don't, because they gotta advance, baby. They gotta upgrade any damn way. You know what I'm saying? They gotta upgrade. Right, they gotta upgrade. They ain't gotta worry about. Listen, the future's getting hot. UV rays and shit. They ain't gotta worry about none of that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing they gotta worry about is making sure that little girl get her head done right. You know what I'm saying? Take them to the little black shop. Make sure they get the little head done right. Go find the black auntie somewhere. I'm sure one of them work with somebody black. The baby gonna need it. All right, so she can know who she is. And all. Other than that, there's white couples that done figured it out, so they can do it. Right, but they should probably keep trying though. They should. Matter of fact, the next go around, it should be free. All right, that black doctor should make sure they get their little white baby, the baby that they ordered, the baby they paid for, they were hoping for between them two. That doctor should go ahead and give them a discount. No for free. It should be free. They should be able to get IVF until 1, 2, 3, 4, however many times it takes for them to make that baby. They should be allowed to do that. He should do that Joe pro bono, because that's pretty fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Almost made me think he did that shit on purpose. Like how you met this is your job. You got one job. You got one job. You can't do that, right? God damn. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. And don't laugh. All right? That shit ain't funny. You're going to hell. All right? Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Sir, calm down, please. They are not my babies!
A white couple in Florida gave birth to a black baby girl after going through IVF at a fertility clinic run by a black doctor. The couple, Tiffany Scholl and Stephen Mills, had been trying to have a child for years. Like many couples, they struggled with infertility, so they decided to try IVF. They went to Dr. Milton McNichol for help. The plan was to combine Tiffany's egg and Stephen's sperm outside the body, create embryos, and later transfer one back to Tiffany. Years later, the doctor told them their embryo was ready. The transfer worked, and the couple spent the pregnancy feeling excited and hopeful. But when their daughter was born, they were shocked. The baby was black. The couple later sued the fertility center and took a DNA test. The results showed the child had no biological connection to either of them. Now they say they are living through something almost impossible to process. Tiffany carried the pregnancy for 10 months, believing she was giving birth to her own biological child. Instead, they now feel they were turned into unknowing surrogates. They're also worried the child's biological parents could come forward and try to claim her. But through all of this, Scholl and Mills say one thing has never changed. They love their daughter Shay, and they will always be her parents. What do you think? A white couple in Florida gave birth to a black baby girl after going through IVF at a fertility clinic run by a black doctor. The couple, Tiffany Scholl and Stephen Mills, had been trying to have a child for years. Like many couples, they struggled with infertility, so they decided to try IVF. They went to Dr. Milton McNichol for help. The plan was to combine Tiffany's egg and Stephen's sperm outside the body, create embryos, and later transfer one back to Tiffany. Years later, the doctor told them their embryo was ready. The transfer worked, and the couple spent the pregnancy feeling excited and hopeful.
So the Florida couple you see above me is suing the fertility center of Orlando after realizing that they just gave birth to a baby that genetically does not belong to them. Concerns were raised the moment the couple laid eyes on the baby, realizing that the baby had no Caucasian features. As soon as they brought the baby home, they had a DNA test done, rightfully so, and it confirmed what they already knew, that the baby neither belonged to the mother nor the father. So the couple has filed a lawsuit, but they're not necessarily looking for money. They're actually looking for the facility to facilitate finding who the actual genetic match is to this baby, and to find out where this woman's embryos are, because this woman had her eggs frozen to be used at a later time. So they want to find out where her embryos is at, and also, most importantly, they want the facility to test every single patient that they have done business with for the past 5 years to confirm whether or not that is actually genetically their babies.
Court documents show the baby girl was born in December through IVF from the fertility center of Orlando. Soon after, the parents, who were white, realized the baby is not, and genetic testing revealed the little girl isn't theirs. The couple is now begging for answers from the clinic and Dr. Milton McNichol, who they say implanted the embryo,
so that we can find and secure the remaining embryo or embryos, and so that we can notify the genetic parents of Shay of her existence.
During a virtual emergency hearing on Wednesday, the couple's attorney laid out 7 requests, including getting the clinic to pay for genetic testing of any child born under the clinic's care in the past 5 years.
We're trying to both identify who got the patient's embryos, as well as we're trying to identify what set of parents did Shay's embryo come from.
Here's my thoughts on the situation. There's some mistakes that you cannot get past. See, I know everybody makes mistakes, but certain industries, especially when life is involved, when the creation of life is involved and the taking away of life is involved, you need to be perfect at these type of things, or else do not get into the industry. And when you do make a mistake, an example must be made of you. I personally think that this couple signed a waiver saying that they can't sue in case anything bad happens, which is why they're looking for everything but money. And I actually think that's like some certain things you should override whatever you sign. But regardless of the fact, because nobody's going to the facility to have somebody else's baby, it should be already known. You know, if something happens to the baby and it's yours, then okay. You know, if it's out of their control, it's out of their control. But if it's within your control and it's in a mistake that's this egregious, and who knows if it even is a mistake with all the weirdos and sickos out there. I mean, at this point, I don't know. So we need to find out exactly how many people have been affected by this. And honestly, I think this couple needs to get some money. But you let me know what you think about this.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.